In this episode, we'll be talking about the amazing opportunities and experiences available to soldiers at Fort Polk. Today, I'm talking with Corporal Toymeisha Patterson, president of BOSS, or Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers, and learning more about how BOSS helps Fort Polk single soldiers in their lives on and off base. I'm Jeff England, and you're listening to the Fort Polk Podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are listening to this wonderful, awesome podcast, I am Jeff England, your host with the most, and I am so happy that you guys are tuning in. It makes my job a lot easier. Today, I've got the BOSS president, Corporal Toymeisha Patterson. How are you doing? Thank you for coming on over.
Hi, good morning.
I'm so happy you're here. You're so excited.
Yes, I am so excited. I like podcasts.
So, BOSS, Better Opportunities for Single Soldiers. Mm-hmm. Now, let's get some things straight. Single soldiers, that is geared towards them because married people have their families to help. And the BOSS soldiers most of their families are not around here. So you guys help out and help people from being bored and help people better their lives and better their own personalities and stuff. Isn't that true?
Yes, of course. The only thing I would say, so with the single soldiers, it's single soldiers, geographical bachelors, and also single parents. So the single parents have family. They have maybe a smaller family, but still targeting those single soldiers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you guys have you have your own lounge and your own rec center and,
awesome.
Your own Pizza Hut. Nah,
I wish.
But the gym, you have a gym right next door.
Yes, there is a gym right next door. I say very underutilized by myself, but utilized by others.
Yeah, I feel your pain right there. I'm with you too. It's like once I retired, it's like, nope, I am not working out. I've done enough of that for too long. But you know, when I was in the Air Force, and we didn't have any BOSS program like this, and I think it's kind of sad because I think we could have used a program like this, and this started shortly before I joined. So this BOSS has been around since 1989, and it is one of the premier programs for our young soldiers and our geographical bachelors and stuff like that. It keeps them out of trouble. It helps them get promoted. It helps them better themselves as individuals with community engagement and helping out your fellow soldiers and fellow citizens and humanity and stuff. I really like it. And as a matter of fact, one of my favorite things that I got to participate with BOSS here as a civilian because there was a cruise many years ago. There was a cruise that went out and it was a BOSS sponsored cruise, and they said, you know what? It doesn't matter if you're single or not, but I was single back then. But it doesn't matter who it is. Everyone's invited. They can, because awesome. You had to pay for the cruise, but it was fun, kind of.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. The cruise was supposed to go out. And the cruise was supposed to leave New Orleans. So we get down there to New Orleans, and there's a hurricane out in the Gulf. Well, not out in the Gulf yet, but it was tracking towards the Gulf. And we were supposed to go down from New Orleans to Cozumel. And the hurricane, and there was a oil leak. A ship had either sprung a leak or had grounded itself or something in the Mississippi, and we had to divert. So we had to travel we had already traveled to New Orleans. Now we have to travel from New Orleans over to Gulfport, Mississippi.
Okay, how far is that?
That's a couple hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we drove over there and left that. And then we went from there and cruised out, and the hurricane had moved into the Gulf blocked our path to Cozumel. And so they diverted us to Progresso. Now, I wouldn't mind going to Progresso if I had been planning on going to Progresso because, you get to go to Chichen Itza and or the Mayan temple or pyramids and all that stuff. It was pretty cool because it was before 2012, so we still had that whole end of the world thing going on. Yeah. I'm still disappointed about the failure of that one. Jeez.
That's funny.
It turns out I think they just gave up on calendars. It's like, you know what? I think we've had enough calendars. Right?
Yeah.
But so they sent us to Progresso because we couldn't get to Cozumel. And then while we were in Progresso, they cut our time a little short and said, okay, we're going to try to get back before the hurricane hits. And that did not work.
Really?
I woke up the next day and we're just going around in circles. It's like, what's going on? The hurricane had cut us off, so I couldn't get back. Wow. And the sad thing about this is I was in the National Guard and we got activated. So I was AWOL.
That's crazy.
You know, out in the middle of the ocean, we did not have communication or a very stable communication. It took me an hour to get one email out. And the first person I emailed was my unit saying, I'm stuck in the ocean. They said, okay, we'll call the law dogs off you because they can't swim.
That's funny.
But yeah, and then we get back and we couldn't go into port because the hurricane had blown all the marker buoys out of the channel. So we had to wait for that, and then I finally got back, and I drove all the way nonstop from from Gulfport all the way back here, just to pack up my bags, get my uniform on, and head on out.
That's crazy.
Oh gosh, it was quite a sight.
So you started it off with it being the best experience. So what about that trip made it so great?
It is memorable, to say the least.
Very much so.
Oh yeah, but I had a great time. I had a great time. It was a really good deal. Boss worked out a really great deal, and I had a great time on the ship. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I thank Boss for that. That was a great time. But you guys have all kinds of trips that you go out to. I know you've been to Schlitterbahn. I know you've had some outings in the past, and you're always updating new outings. I hear indoor skydiving is looking good.
Yes, there's one on the calendars.
Yeah, I would love to do that. I've been wanting to do that a lot.
Yeah, me too. So, I mean, it was never something I thought I would do, but after taking on the position and then, so the ideas we get are usually from what the single soldiers want to do. So like, if a group of them is like, yeah, I want to do it, and I'm like, oh man, so I kind of have to be there, so I might as well do it. So, yeah. Come
on, you only live once.
Yeah, that's right.
What a YOLO. Oh, geez, I hate that. But you only live once. What the heck? There's some other things, and it's not just all about fun either. You know, you've got your volunteer service and helping out the community and stuff like that. There's a soup kitchen down in DeRidder. I drive by it all the time going down to South Bow. Yes. And it's like, oh, that's where boss goes and volunteers. What are some of the volunteer opportunities that you guys have?
Yeah, so we have the soup kitchen, of course, which we go to every first Monday of the month. The team down there is super awesome. They allow us to come help them volunteer because they also have their primary volunteers, but they allow us to come in and help. And then we also go to the Humane Society out in DeRidder. So that's every month as well. And then we do other volunteer opportunities, whether it be with MWR or out at the schools or just anything that comes up.
So you help out all the little puppy dogs and
yes. Aww. I'm not too fond of it, but the
you don't like dogs?
I do. So okay. I do like puppies and stuff, just not as much. But the soldiers love it, and it's so adorable watching them just like cuddle with the animals and clean them up, and it's beautiful. And they also need a lot of help out there, so I'm glad we're able to support them with that.
Now this year, well, you do it every year, but this year. You had the Boss Toys for Kids handout, and you got to give out a whole bunch. I hear that you guys got a lot of donations and toys to give out.
Yes, we had so many. So this is something that Boss has been doing even before I started. I'm 14 months in the position, so this is my second time doing the event. But I would say this year we exceeded the amount of toys that we had. And it's just so amazing just watching the impact that all the donations from different units, and then all the hard work and volunteerism the single soldiers put in to make the event work, just knowing that it was for like a greater purpose, if that makes sense.
Yeah, just getting those kids out there and seeing their face light up. Otherwise, they're not going to get anything or very little, and it's it puts out a good face for the Army and the soldiers, and even it could soften even the hardest heart.
Yes.
It's like, oh, thank you.
Yes, it's so cute. It's so cute. I will say I'm not old. I'm like 24, so.
It matters. Age is relative. You're old to a 10-year-old.
Of course. So we actually so one of the kids that came to get toys the year prior, she saw me at Home of Heroes. They were registering to pick up toys again, and she was like, "Oh, when we came, you guys look so bored." And I'm just like, I was just being so regular. Like, am I like boring looking?
You are. I mean, what's up with that?
To a 7-year-old, yes, of course. I'm like, yay, how am I supposed to entertain you? But yeah, it's awesome. It was very awesome.
Yeah, I've participated in those before, and it's a lot of fun. And Casa and Toys for Tots and Boss Toys for Kids, it's always a good feeling. I mean, it really helps out. Yes. Especially when you see some kids that's like, oh, I didn't get anything because Santa doesn't love me. Mm-hmm. It's like, well, I didn't get anything because I don't have a chimney. Yeah. I got coal. I got a rock.
That's funny.
And so you also, it's not all volunteer either. You guys do have fun. We already talked about a couple of the trips. I'm sure we could talk about even more trips in a minute, but what about the parties? You had a Christmas party, I hear.
Yes. So Boss did, well, it was Home of Heroes Recreation Center. There was a Christmas party for the single soldiers. That was the first day of the block leave period. So it was awesome for the soldiers that stayed back, that they can have somewhere to go and do Christmas festive things, whether you come from a background of a family that, celebrates Christmas a lot, or you just wanted to get out for the first time and do something. So cookies and ugly sweaters and games.
See, somebody accused me of wearing an ugly sweater, and it's like, no, this is just my regular sweater.
Oh my goodness.
No, but that rec center is something else. I've seen, I don't get to participate in it over there very often, but it is something else.
It's awesome.
Video games and a movie theater and in band room where the sound deadening. It can't be soundproof or it'd have no air.
Yeah,
but sound deadening band room with a complete drum setup in there. Yep. Video games, all kind. You got Xbox and PlayStation. And,
yes, the newest Xbox and the PlayStation 4s. I'm hoping they get a Switch over there, but
that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
You get one of those in there, and it's like all of a sudden the parts are missing from it. It's like what? Wait,
yeah. That might be why they don't get one.
Got to switch it out, but you got to get the PlayStation 5. Come on.
Yeah, I mean those are hard to get.
I want a PS10.
A PS10.
Actually, my dream is to get one of those virtual reality headsets.
Oh, yes.
Directly from Ready Player One. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can go to the Oasis. That'd be cool. Yeah,
I love those. So, speaking of that, like that's also something like I was never exposed to until coming into the position, because Home of Heroes had a virtual reality headset. So, like, my office is in there, so I'm just like sitting one day and I'm
you
like,
have to test them out.
I'm like, I have to do the thing. So I do it, and then there's other soldiers in there, so they're like watching me just all over the place, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. I wouldn't get one, but it was awesome for the time.
Now, believe it or not, that would be a good way to get some exercise.
It was.
You're just in there playing the Jedi game or the Fruit Ninja, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Good way to get some exercise, or a good way to injure yourself
or break things in the house.
Yes.
And you also had there's when I was over there, I was over there. I don't even remember what it was for, but it was for an award ceremony, and you guys had the food set up and everything like that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I enjoyed it. And I was just there to take pictures and stuff, but I was taking part in that food. Wins. I like this.
Yeah. We try to have food and stuff for events that we do for the single soldiers, so they can come and enjoy whatever activities we're doing and also eat. So
now you also have some like a checkout room over there where you can check things out. Oh, that's right. You got billiards and ping pong and
yes. So the front counter, the issue counter, they have everything that you need. So everything is free to the soldiers. It's not just single soldiers though. So the facility is open to all military personnel.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now I might be over there a little more often then.
Yes. So, but yes, you go to the issue counter. You can check out pool sticks, ping pongs, the drumsticks, and then any equipment that you need. Maybe you want to do karaoke. I don't know, but you can do that.
I love karaoke.
Yeah, you can do that.
I love it. I do.
That's awesome.
Get out there and it's like, oh, all right, cool. I even did that over in Saudi Arabia where there was no alcohol whatsoever.
Really?
And it was successful.
I bet that was interesting.
It was fun. Something to remember, that's for sure. Now and that's over in the rec center, which is over by Clubs and Carts, in the old mini mall. Well, we used to call it the mini mall because there was other stuff in there. Oh, and you also have a gym over there that, like right next to the thing, that is still a gym, right?
Yes, the Home of Heroes Functional Fitness Gym is right by the Home of Heroes Recreation Center.
Nice. And then inside there, you also have Pizza Hut. So you can get some pizza and go right into the rec center and play some games.
Yep. And watch you a movie, sit in a massage chair.
Oh, man. That sounds like a great Friday night.
Yeah, it does.
And, of course, you got all the other things going on. Game nights. You do participate a lot with MWR. And work out different activities, like over at the Spare Time Lounge. Do they still is it the Anvil? No, what do they call the Spare Time Lounge now? It's the lounge over at the bowling center.
The Anvil.
The Anvil, yeah. See, I get the Anvil and the Forge and the bowling center and all.
We do events at almost. Well, I'm going to say every facility. I might think of one later that we haven't done. But as far as I'm tracking, we do one at every recreation facility on this post. So Anvil, the bowling center, arts and crafts.
That bowling center is really nice.
It's very awesome.
Nice. It took a long time to get that thing rebuilt and opened up, but oh my, it was very well worth it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it is awesome. We like going over there also. But, we go to the auto skills, the MWR shooting range, all of that.
Oh, it's just nothing but fun. Well, no, not all fun. Yeah. There's also, now, in order to get promoted, a soldier has to do a lot of things. And one of them, first you got to do your job. You got to do your job right, your MOS. But you also have to show that you're well-rounded. And, serving in the community, being part of, being members of clubs and social activity and stuff like that. We talked about the soup kitchen and volunteering down there and volunteering at the Humane Society. And so there's the volunteer part. So that helps. So you've got your job that's on you. And then you got the volunteering in the community, and that helps with your promotion ability. It makes you more promotable. But there's a big thing that soldiers have to go through to get promoted, and that's the board, a promotion board. And I know you guys have it down when it's comes to the promotion board, because I've heard all kinds of stories working with Boss, how successful your mock boards are and your practice boards. And you get help from all levels, all the way up to the Command Sergeant Major, Nielsen, all the way up to the Garrison Command Sergeant Major is in there helping at times. And you guys know exactly what you're doing, and your success rate is astronomical. It's just crazy what your success rate is. Why don't you tell us what is this board, the board the mock board that you guys help out with and teach people how to go through the board. What's involved in that?
So I would say the study boards we do contributes to the success of soldiers passing the promotion board. I'm gonna give kudos all to them, taking the initiative. Most of them who come have not been to a board, so when I'm facilitating the boards, I always tell soldiers I believe confidence comes with knowledge. So if you're knowledgeable about something, you feel more confident. So just going into there not feeling clueless will help you have a little bit more confidence. So that's basically what we practice. We practice confidence. We practice familiarization with how a board goes in general. We go over questions. We give them like this intense mock board thing, or sometimes it's relaxed. And we just do that and just whatever the soldiers need, honestly. So, everyone is at different levels depending on when they come. Some have been to a board, but it's their first promotion board. Some have never been to a board, and some don't even know when they're going to the board, but they're like, hey, I just want to get on top of it. So we just adjust to the needs of whoever is there. But I think it's very awesome. I think the soldiers get a lot out of it. I get a lot out of it. I learn something every time.
That's so cool. And is it a full dress board? Do you go in there with make sure your uniform's looking good and all that stuff?
No, they don't have to do that.
Oh, I think that might help,
think so too.
Come in there, bring your uniform or wear your uniform the way it's supposed to, and then you can say, okay, this is just a little off. This is what they're going to look for. This is, how that, every little bit helps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I will say, we present the option like, hey, if you want to bring your uniform in, I have helped maybe 5 females since being in the position get their uniform together. And then sometimes males also bring their uniform and we look over it and make sure everything is good.
No, you just don't want to help the guys. You just want to help the girls. I see how it is.
I personally think the guys' uniform is a little bit easier, but we help anyone who wants help, if that makes sense.
Well, of course, it makes sense. Everyone's going to help. I need help, but I was always hoping that they would have animals for adults. That way I could just match the 2 monkeys together and I could be matching and stuff. But nope, stripes and polka dots. That's what I wear.
That's funny.
And so you go through questions or questions that they'd be asking, sample questions and knowledge, and okay, this is where you need to study, and how often is this board, or how often, if somebody wants to go over and check it out and be part of it?
It's every Tuesday. We won't be doing them during the block leave period with so many people being out and going, enjoying their time off. But every Tuesday, 1800 at the Home of Heroes Recreation Center. We usually meet in the theater room, or we have like this back area that's kind of set up for board preps. But if you don't see us, just say, hey, can somebody at the front desk go like find the Waltz president or something?
Go find Corporal Patterson.
Yeah,
she got to do some work now. Yeah. I need help with my uniform.
Yep.
Now the some of the trips. Do you have 2023's calendar scrubbed out? It's all you're ready to go, huh?
Yes, we plan out months in advance. So things are planned out months in advance. We try to do that, being that, the soldiers do have sometimes intensive training schedules. So to give you the opportunity to look and say, okay, in March I'm going to the field, but boss is doing this. Hey, can I ask the boss team if maybe they can postpone it till I come back from the field, something like that. So try to just give that transparency to the soldiers so that they can adjust their schedules ahead of time.
And I'm sure the command gets a calendar also. It shows up. I know it's in the WE. So you got the WE, the calendar, the Garrison calendar scrub. And
so many calendars on this
so many calendars, and so the boss not knowing what boss is doing.
There's a lot of calendars out there.
So what are some of the trips that we can look forward to coming up?
So some of the trips we can look forward to will be NBA game trips, which we already
Pelicans?
Yes, we just went to the Pelicans game What month are we in?
I think it's December.
Okay, so November. Last month we were at the Pelicans versus Houston Rockets. So the contact we have to get tickets from the Pelicans, I reached out to him and said, hey, the Soldiers want to go to Houston now. They're like, hey, we can go to the game and do other stuff. I mean, I like New Orleans, but the Soldiers want to go to Houston now. So you can expect some Houston Rockets games. The regular things we do sports tournaments, basketball tournaments, flag football, soccer.
Softball. Get
So we haven't done softball. But
intramural softball games. That'd be fun.
yeah, maybe a boss intramural team. But I don't know. That sounds cool though.
It sounds fun.
Yeah,
it does. And you can go out for the Turkey Bowl in November. And, that'd be fun. Get like a traveling team. No, I'm kidding. So, of course, in the winter it's a little different. So you got different events in the winter. But come spring, summer, then we start getting into the hot season and some water fun. And any trips to Schlitterbahn planned next year?
So they want to go to SeaWorld.
Oh, they want to go to SeaWorld.
They want to go to SeaWorld. Because SeaWorld has is SeaWorld and Aquatica, so that's the water park area.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, if we can make it happen, we're going to do it. But, yes, I think Schlitterbahn is awesome, too.
Yeah.
So
it's like, and we could try some trips to Disney or Universal Studios down in Florida. That'd be fun, like a nice weekend or something.
yeah, that would be nice.
I would say stay at Shades of Green, but that place is always so booked up.
Really?
Yeah, you got to book that place like years in advance.
Wow.
We're lucky every once in a while. We'll find it's like, yeah, okay, great. It's got an opening, and go to make the reservation, and nope, it's taken.
Wow,
It's like,
that's so fast.
Yeah, but I don't even know if we have it here. I know we don't have the tickets and travels anymore, but they're still available online and stuff like that. And you can, if Boss isn't going, you can still find the trips to go to. But Boss is so much funner to go with because you're going with friends and you make new friends and all these people and transportation and all.
You don't have to think about the planning process.
Nope.
I think that's the biggest takeaway for me. Like, if I'm going to travel somewhere, I would just love for somebody to plan my whole trip out.
Just hop on the bus and you're gone.
I'm just going with the flow.
That's nice. I like that. That's why I'm married. My wife does all that for me. She's like, okay, did you pack? No, fine, I'll do it. Yes.
That's funny.
So there's some other places that, it's like, I know you guys take suggestions. Have you ever thought about Renaissance Fair?
What's Renaissance Fair?
You don't know about the Renaissance Fair? Oh my gosh, it's so fun. It's there's two of them around here. There's one over in Texas in the November. It's from Halloween through Christmas. Oh no, Halloween through Thanksgiving. And then there's one in New Orleans, and that's in the December time frame. So you got November or fall and winter around here, and it's a fair where you go, and it's all set in the Renaissance period of King Henry, Queen Victoria time frame, like England. But it's food and drink and shows and games, and it's so much fun. You can dress up, and I usually dress up as a pirate.
A pirate.
Oh, I love it. I figured a pirate, especially around here, it's multi-purpose. I could wear it to the Renaissance Fair. I could wear it to Lake Charles for Contraband Days or Pirate Days or Pirate Festival. I could wear it on Halloween. I can just wear the jacket and be adamant.
Thinking ahead.
Yeah, you know it. So
a pirate. Yeah, I mean, that sounds awesome.
It does.
So, I mean, anything the Soldiers want to do, if we can make it happen, then we'll make it happen.
We can get you some good ticket prices on it too.
Okay.
So nice. Well, actually, it's about a 3-hour trip. So and I think it opens at like 8 or 9 in the morning. So if you were to leave here at 6, you get there pretty much early in the morning. If you leave here, and it closes at dark because there's no lights. There was no lights back in the Renaissance.
Oh, so it's like serious, huh?
Yeah. And so you go there, cool. And then you leave at dusk, and you'd be back by 9 o'clock at night, or maybe midnight at the latest. But that's a 1-day trip. That'd be fun.
I will consider that.
I might join you. No, I like going there and camping really? Out there. Yeah. So you got how about the any river fun? like inner tubing. That sounds fun.
That does sound fun. We haven't done anything like that. I don't think we have anything on the calendar like that. But
See, I'm just giving you all kinds of ideas.
hey, I mean, it's something I've done. That's something I would love to just slap on the calendar. But it's the majority is not just what I want to do.
The other thing is, when you're with Boss, you find other people that share your interests.
Of course.
So that way, now you don't have to worry about going someplace alone or by yourself. You actually have friends that's like, oh yeah, you're interested in this stuff. You're interested. Hey man, I like playing chess. You like playing chess. Hey, let's go play some chess. And it's so much easier than I call them barracks rats. And you just all they do is they sit in their room they go to work and then they come home and they sit in their room and they play their video games with the shades closed and the curtains down. It's like, this place is so boring. It's like, because you don't leave your room. Go out and look for something to do. You have a car.
True.
Drive someplace. I mean, it might be an hour away, but still, it's better than sitting in your room. You can be miserable anywhere.
That's why we try to do as many events, outside of the community here on Fort Polk. Also, like to just expose soldiers to what Louisiana has, and also Texas, anything surrounding us. So, we went to the Natchitoches Christmas lights.
Ooh, how was that?
Oh, it was. So this year, we went last year. I would say last year was so much better. This year was so many people.
Really, just really crowded.
So many people. But
I love downtown Natchitoches. And the Christmas lights. I got to see those, and it's like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like when they do the little fireworks show, it's so beautiful. But for some reason, there was like an excess amount of people this year. I was like,
it's getting popular.
Yeah, but it's still also just that exposure, so that like, hey, I can come back. On my own time, or I can come back with a group of my friends, my buddies, or I can look forward to this next year if I don't want to go with Boss. So it's just getting them out there, New Orleans, Shreveport, Lake Charles, wherever we go, just making sure they
always
know what's
there.
going on. Yeah, like, hey, you don't just have to do it with Boss.
Now there's other place. There's the. Have you gone to the Tamale Festival?
No, what's that?
That's up in Zwolle. And it is it's the only tamale festival I've ever heard of, but it's all about tamales because it's a big thing around here. I don't know why, but hey, whatever. Well, of course, Mardi Gras, but that's, I don't need to go there anymore. I went once and it's like, okay, this is enough.
You said this is enough.
This is enough. I've been down to New Orleans, and my favorite time to go to New Orleans is on a Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Why so?
Because it's empty.
Really?
All the places are open. The music is playing. It's all the same, but there's no crowd. And you can go in, you can relax and enjoy. It's
That's so random.
And people are really nice when they're not packed and
That's true.
Slammed. So it's like, hey, this is great.
Yeah, enjoy it.
There's the Tabasco is here, Avery Island. You can that's a good place to go check it out, especially if you like hot sauce. Tabasco hot sauce. I do. I like Tabasco. A lot of people, it's like, no, you got to go with that Louisiana hot sauce. Tabasco is Louisiana. It's Tabasco.
Yeah, I don't have a preference on hot sauce. So.
No, I don't either. I mean, I like a good tasting hot sauce. I don't go for that really hot stuff.
Really?
I don't like the stuff that is just so hot you can't enjoy it or you can't taste it. It's just heat.
So speaking of, when we went to the Pelicans game the first time, I want to say it was last year. I don't remember, but. When we were there, we walked around in New Orleans a little bit, and I actually tried this hot sauce that was supposedly like the hottest of hot sauce. Like I signed a waiver and everything, but I was like, it wasn't bad at all. So I don't know who said it was that hot, but it wasn't.
It's very hard. I know Blair makes one of the hottest. I'm not sure, but I know that I have one of the hottest. It's called 2 a.m. Or it's either 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. One is hotter. And the way it was made is this guy owned a bar and he couldn't get these drunks out of his bar. It's like, okay, it's closing time. It's 2:00. Go. We're closed. Get out. Oh, we don't want to go. And so what he did is develop this hot sauce called it 2 a.m.
Wow.
It's a concentrate. It's not even it doesn't even have a flavor. It's just all heat.
Ew.
And it's 2 million Scovilles, which is, the Scoville is the heat scale of a pepper. And to figure out where it sits, jalapeno is about 3,000 Scoville.
Dang.
And this is 2 million Scoville.
Crazy.
And all he would do is he would dip like a straw in it and dip it in their beer. And it's like, oh, no. And it would clear out the bar until they built up a immunity to it or a tolerance to this hot sauce. So he had to up it to 3 million. So he called that 3 a.m. But I don't know what he's up to now, but that's some of the hottest stuff. And
I want to look into that.
I have it just as a bottle. I'm never going to open it. But
Really?
it's got a skull on it and it's signed by him. So
Are
it's
you
pretty
nervous?
cool. Yeah, I'm not going to open it. I had another one that it actually melted the seal.
Really?
was on it. It's
Wow,
like,
that's crazy.
Oh man, I can't use it now.
That's crazy.
Oh man, the overall. So how many people do we have participating approximately? How many people we got participating in Boss?
That is such a good question. So
I know I was looking for a question that I could stump you with.
yeah, that's one. So
I know there's at least one person in Boss.
yes, of
I know the
course.
president personally.
So I would say like the participation varies. So you
I'm sure it varies on what you're doing at the
Of
time.
course.
I'm sure there's a lot more people around for Schlitterbahn than they are for picking up trash on the road.
Of course, yes. So, but you also have those that enjoy certain things other than others. So, like volunteers might not be interested in the recreation events that we do, but they love volunteering. So they're always volunteering. Or you might have a soldier that does both. They're like, I'm volunteering, I'm also gonna come have some fun. And then you have those soldiers that just come to have fun. So it's a wide range. Every month is different. I want to say also being here on Fort Polk, because every month a different unit has a different mission. So.
And I think that's probably one of the best things about it is because people are showing up for what interests them. And if you're showing up that interests you, you're sharing something in common with them. Now you've just made a new friend who can go out and you guys can hang out and because you share some interests. I think that's the best part.
Yes.
And around here, all it is, you go over to Billy Goat Hill and it's just that one type of entertainment. And it just doesn't fit. And for me, I enjoy going to the bar every once in a while, but it's not something I want to do all the time anymore.
I feel it.
But so there's other things to do, and when you find somebody to do it with, then makes it even that much more fun.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true. Man, I've made so many friends doing Boss. I'm like, maybe it's because I'm the president, but...
I think it's your wonderful personality.
Aw.
People just like to see your smile and come around and hang around you.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
So what else? Okay, so we've got all kinds of things going on with Boss. We got the entertainment value. We got the what is it called? The things on post. We got the things off post to do. You've got the volunteer opportunities. You got the promotion opportunities. The one of the things that I cannot come up with is a reason not to give Boss a try. I can't come up with a good reason.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. So anybody out there that hasn't tried Boss is just kidding themselves.
Yeah.
What the heck? What are you waiting for, man? If I had this opportunity, man. See, my first assignment was in South Central Georgia. And believe me, that was culture shock for me. And we were 20 miles north of the Florida border, right there on I-75. And let me tell you something. Disney was a couple hours away. And I mean, like driving to Lafayette distance, it wasn't that far. And I never went.
Wow.
Never went.
Yeah.
And it's like, why didn't I go?
I know.
mean, there were so many things that I could have done that I didn't. And luckily, towards the end, I did start doing a bunch of more stuff, and it made all the difference. It made all the difference. And if I would have had a program like Boss, that's like, okay, this weekend we're going here, and you don't even have to drive.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, sweet, I'm going. I'm going. And it's like my philosophy is you could be miserable anywhere.
Yeah.
It takes a conscious decision to be happy where you are, and that all it is taking a chance, making an effort. Stop sitting in your room all day and go out, listen to a podcast. Just. But anyway. Well, I am so happy that you came in here, Toymeisha, or Corporal Patterson. Sorry, didn't want to make you human.
I enjoy my first name.
Yeah, and it's especially around Christmas, Toymeisha, toy. Hi, toy. And I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a happy and safe New Year. And I hope you'll be able to come back on our on our program here and talk more about Boss and we come on here when you have a whole bunch of activities coming up and you want to get as many people out there because all three of my listeners will listen and take part in your program.
Yeah, but thank you for having me. Hopefully we can get some more of the Boss team to come up here.
That would be fun.
And talk.
Yeah, just talk about the stories that they've done and why they're happy that they did it. And it's like,
there are some stories.
It's really hard. It's like I've never heard somebody come back from a trip. It's like, man, I should never have gone on that. What went wrong? Nothing.
Yeah, the only person you'll probably hear that from is me when I have to drive at like 4 a.m.
I'm too tired. I want to stay home.
Yeah.
But anyways, I appreciate Corporal Toymeisha Patterson, the Boss President. Better opportunities for single soldiers. Toy, thank you for coming in. Everyone appreciates it. And I'm Jeff England, and I just want to say thank you for tuning into the Fort Polk podcast. We'll be coming back next year, June or January, to make sure that everyone has something to listen to. And be sure to tell your friends about the podcast. I am out of here. I'll be listening at you later.